South Jersey.
South Jersey.
Bad
boys.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. We're getting recognized by music labels now, so it's good to see.
We're getting a lot of heat in the DMs too right now of people that want to be on.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people?
Getting a lot of requests.
Gotten a lot of requests. What's the funkiest one?
I got to get on the South Jersey Bad Boys podcast. I don't know what accent that was, but...
It sounded like a jazz musician from Memphis, so I'm all about it.
It's actually very accurate.
I am all for it, and we are going to be getting, if anybody does want to come on the program, whether you're a comedian or not, we're going to have a nice mix of comedians to truckers to
random friends from South Jersey.
We're going to introduce everybody like a sports talk radio caller of like Rob from West Deptford.
We are the WIP of South Jersey.
I've often heard that comparison when my dad shares our podcast with members of his 55 and older community cricket team. He sends it out just frequently to have them listen to, and they think it's one of the most appalling things they've heard since radio.
Shout out Mr. Callahan.
Yeah, he said we're foul. So it's it's a growing trend amongst the 55 and olders. We have a market.
Yeah, that's definitely your clothing market.
Yeah, check this shit out. I got full-blown, these are Under Armour sneaks, 15% off at the outlets in Gloucester Township.
You're wearing red, white, and blue. Very patriotic for no reason.
Very patriotic. I'm wearing a red, white, and blue. All Under Armour, by the way.
You
Under
look like
Armour
a
hoodie.
Zamboni driver.
I'm just working down at the local rink, just wondering when the kids are going to come out. And it's not even an ice rink, but I got a Zamboni up there.
If somebody went up to you and said, "What do you do for work?" and you said, "I work at a local rink," they would go 100%.
That, or I look like a guy that like sells beef jerky outside of a liquor store. Like I'm competing with Girl Scout troops.
Maybe both. Maybe
yeah.
You got beef jerky on the Zamboner.
I do, and I just open up a little pocket in my trench coat,
and just your dick is there.
Got all types of jerky.
Oh yeah, jerky, jerk.
Yeah, so it's Under Armour hat, Under Armour hoodie, Under Armour sweatpants, Under Armour socks, and they're Under Armour ankle socks, which my dad said, you know what they say about people that wear ankle socks and use body wash?
Really?
They are homosexuals, is what he always said. I don't know where that came from, but ankle socks and body wash apparently are two of the biggest characteristics amongst the gay community. So that's why he wears those knee-high, gold-toe, white tube socks.
Yeah, that'll throw him off the gay trail.
Got to throw the sense off here. Yeah.
Wait, so do you really love Under Armour that much, or are you just like, this is the comfiest?
No,
that's why you choose them.
No, I really don't. I have a number of Nike things, but what I found out, and it wasn't just because I worked at Under Armour at the Tanger outlets in Hershey from about 2012 to 14.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. And when I was in college, that was my... hell yeah, dude. Me and my buddy went down there wasted, working a Black Friday 12-hour shift one time. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but we made bank. But I worked there, so I got a number of different things built up. Like this hoodie was from when I was in college, and it lasts for fucking ever. The Nike stuff that I wore Nike all through college. We were a Nike sports team, whatever they call the sports teams, if they all wear Nike gear. The Nike stuff just doesn't last, and their sneakers don't either. Under Armour sneakers are fucking god awful, but for some reason,
oh god, the durability. This is not helping your dad case.
It is not helping.
Your argument is going, they're just the most durable sneaker that you can find.
They are not the most durable, but they are a good bargain. They are a bargain down on the clearance racks.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you can see that.
Yeah, you can see that. Look at the tongue on this sucker. I haven't even done anything athletic with these shoes.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest complaints I had about Nikes, is that I started wearing them a lot, and I'm like, I'm not even doing anything close to athletic in these. Let me get a dad sneak. White soled. And New Balances, they were going through the roof, and that's just like hacky dad stuff, I feel like. You got to really now, like everyone's leaning into the dad culture.
Yeah, that's more genuine.
This is a lot more genuine. Like there's just mild grass stains.
Not this
on the side.
ironic, like, oh, I'm in dad gear stuff. You're like, no, I am really dressing like a dad.
Yeah, exactly. So, I got my own pair of grass cutters, but the Under Armour stuff I feel like just lasts a little bit longer.
Looks good on you.
Yeah, I'm a dad enthusiast. So I think maybe we can share some tips and everything when you and Sam have your big day coming up here.
That's right.
So the clock is ticking for that one, huh?
Couple of weeks, baby.
Couple of weeks. And what have you been doing in preparation for this? Have you been like practicing your breathing or pushing, or like what have you been doing?
I haven't been pushing. No, I have not been practicing pushing. Not pushing any babies out my dick. But what have I been doing? I've mostly just been sitting in fear, going, "Oh my God, am I ready for this? Probably not."
Yeah.
We got the baby's room set up.
Fuck yeah.
Got the crib ready to go. Got the car seat. And now I should probably get used to not sleeping.
Yeah, that I feel like that's one of the biggest things I've heard. But sometimes some people say it's not as bad as they expected, and other people are living nightmares. So.
But we can't take that risk. I'm going to need you to call me at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and 6 a.m.
Yeah, I will be your alarm clock.
Yes.
And I will be up at 6 a.m. in the summer to turn my sprinklers on the grass outside. So
and you got to wake me up with a South Jersey Bad Boys tune.
Yes.
South Jersey Bad Boys. Ha! Ha!
That should be the ringtone, no matter what, on the phone line there. Yeah.
We should make that a ringtone.
You want to sell? Remember when people used to sell ringtones for like 99 cents?
Yeah, man. I had lots of hip-hop ringtones.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of Ludacris.
Oh, I was going to say, what songs did you have as a ringtone?
It was probably like, "Move, bitch, get out the way." My mom's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Sorry, it's grandma calling."
Yeah. It's just how I speak to women on a regular basis.
She's like, "You're in the 7th grade."
Oh, dude, 7th and 8th
like
grade.
Culture, bro.
8th grade is when I got my first cell phone. I had "Make It Rain" as my ringtone for a little bit. I had that one and "Lean Back." I was a big Fat Joe fan for some reason.
Fat Joe was very pH fat.
Yeah, very pH fat. Fat Farm.
Also, physically fat. That's what. Also by pH.
Yes. And I never, once in my life, have ever thrown any type of body shaming towards Fat Joseph.
Well, he lost a ton of weight.
Really?
Yeah. I think if you look him up now, he looks more like Slim Joe than
like
Fat
a little
Joe.
Slim Jimmy.
Yeah. He's more of a Slim Jim than a Fat Joe.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, unless he tossed it back on for shits and giggles.
Yeah, did he find all that weight? I sure hope he did, because he's one of those people that the fat community needs. And I say that with all sincere respect.
Lean back, not too far. Lean back.
I love the music video of him doing it, because he like can barely even twist. He's just like
that's why he made the song. He's like, "I need a dance that accommodates my body." He's like, "How about just a little lean back? None of this drop it low bullshit."
Yeah.
Just a little lean back.
He took it to another level. And when he was leaning back, you could hear him just like running out of breath, just like getting exhausted from doing the leaning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I bet you there was a fat guy that made the Cupid shuffle. To the right, to the right,
man.
to the left. You got a couple steps. Pretty simple.
What was the last wedding you went to that had that song playing? Was it pretty recent, or has it been a while?
No, I haven't been to a black wedding in a while. And I feel like that is generally... what you hear at a black wedding and kind of gets a party started outside of all the other better music. Wait, what the hell is that?
That's Fat Joe.
On the left or the right?
Both. That's a before and after.
Hang on. No, it's not, dude.
It is, dude.
Who the hell is that Marshmallow?
Dude. Yeah, that's him. He was definitely a chunky kind of guy. But,
yeah, I guess he didn't lose as much weight as I thought. But
has anybody ever said that he looks like Robert Kelly?
No, but he definitely does. He looks like more of a Mexican Robert Kelly.
Yeah. And his songs were the shit back then. I don't know why. Like, all these songs that I later found out, like when I heard Jaquan's "Tipsy."
Oh, it was a classic.
We would sing that in the hallways all the time, but like I didn't know what tipsy meant at that point, and I just thought it was a very positive, reinforced message about the wait staff industry, the restaurant industry, making a lot of tips.
Gotcha.
So everyone get tips.
Getting tips.
Yeah, these waitresses are going to get tips, and it's going to be more than 20%.
Yeah, you're like, more power to you. Get them tips, girl.
Hell yeah. Do you remember? Did you ever like play The Sims as a kid? The game, The Sims, on the computer.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever play that game and like force the people to have sex with each other?
That's the only reason you're playing it.
Oh yeah,
you're trying to get them to bang, and it's the best.
Now, did you only play that because you had to force them to have sex because your parents only had a dial-up internet connection and it wasn't strong enough to play an actual pornography video? So the only way you could do it was by playing a computer game and making them fuck.
No.
I had a dial-up internet connection until at least 2011.
Oh yeah, same. We had the AOL dial-up.
Damn, dude, we had Netscape back in the day.
Did you
remember Netscape?
My God, I could just picture you down in your basement, same outfit, On dial-up.
On dial-up. Who's on the phone? Get the fuck off the phone.
Just in chat rooms that you shouldn't be in.
Oh, yeah, dude. I went over that, how we used to lure lesbians in there. It was great. I love the late 90s, early 2000s.
Wait, you would lure lesbians in chat rooms?
Yeah, I forget what
did you do?
Podcast?
Just send a picture of yourself to them?
No, my screen... I do look like a ski patrol lesbian right now, don't I? Just look like I'm out working the ski poles, just being like, "Hey, Donna."
Yeah, definitely.
My screen name was XX Horny Leslie XX, and I would go into lesbian chat rooms.
That's how you got them in?
So I would talk to other lesbians in chat rooms and just be like, "Hey, I'm a lesbian 26 looking to exchange some pics," and then the old men on the other end of the computer that also were disguising themselves as a lesbian would then send back Google photos, and I would send them the same thing, and then it would just be like, "Oh, isn't this fucking great?"
Wait, so there were guys responding to you?
Well, they also had a stereotypically insane lesbian name, like, I munch on carpet 69.
I was like, wait a second, are you sending out pictures of girls with the hopes of getting a picture back from a dude? Like, I was like, where did you think I was gonna go? A guy just sending you back a hog shot. You're like, oh, I got him. He thinks I'm a chick. How hilarious is this? I keep getting a bunch of dick pics. It's like, wait, shouldn't you reverse those roles?
No, I just assume that the people on the other end of this chat room were doing the same exact thing I was doing. So we were all just talking with each other, thinking we were talking to like smoking hot lesbians. It's
Man.
like,
you were the original Manti Te'o.
Yeah. I was one of the first people in history to get catfished repeatedly, and
you were doing the catfishing.
I was also being catfished.
You were catfishing each other.
Yeah, we were just noodling each other underneath the murky waters and catfish holes together. Yeah, it was quite a time.
Pussy fishing. The old lesbian pussy fishing.
Now, let me ask you this. Were you also one of those people when, what did you cover your textbooks with in school? Did you go no cover and get in trouble?
I would go no cover a lot, and then you go with the book socks.
Book socks.
Yeah,
I asked Rachel the same thing, and like my parents...
book socks?
I briefly do, but like my parents wouldn't buy them for me, and I could never get them. And
that's why. So I would always be hardcover. I'm not getting the paper bag.
Yeah.
So I get in trouble, and then I think over the years I maybe collected a couple of book socks, and then like get them from some friends, and then I had a collection of my own.
Yeah, a couple of the book socks, tie-dye ones, a couple of soccer balls on
Cheetah
them.
one maybe.
Fuck yeah, dude. I would cover them with newspaper and paper bags. That's what my parents gave me to do, and I had to do the covering myself.
Dirty piece of trash.
It was such trash and garbage, but it was nice, especially if you got to cover it with like a newspaper. I got like
your parents can spend the extra $2.50, like $2.50. Put it in a paper bag, Dan.
Well,
we're not going to be wasting our money on book socks and other shenanigans.
Yeah, you're going to use the newspapers that have been sitting over there in the corner of the living room waiting to get tied up to go out to recycling. Because back then you had to tie all these things up. But
the kid with the paper book cover is equivalent to a 40-year-old man drinking a 40 out of the paper bag.
Oh yeah.
Like that guy looks like he's going through it. That guy's not doing so hot.
The paper bag, if it continues to follow you throughout life, it is a financial death sentence.
Yeah.
There is in no which way, shape, or form that you could have a paper bag being utilized on your person in any way that looks like you have a lot going on for you.
Is there any drink that you could have that would look classy out of a paper bag?
Milk.
Okay, yeah.
Out of a bottle of milk.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, you're right.
Bottle of milk. Other than that, I would probably say...
So you know that from experience.
Yeah.
The
especially,
normal person might not know that.
Especially with the top that like is shaped and feels like a nipple.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a paper bag type of drink right there. Outside of that, I would probably say a bag of peach schnapps, maybe something like that.
You think that's classy though?
Around the holidays, some people might think it's a minty schnapps. It's like, no, it's a peach schnapps.
All right. Let's see.
Other than that, anything canned, it's a no-go. Anything in a 40 shaped bottle is a no-go.
Yep.
Peach schnapps just might throw people off a little bit though.
Maybe a glass of champagne.
Actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
You won't be able to see it. It's too skinny. It's little. The whole paper bag would cover it, and it would diffuse the classiness.
Yeah. If I had a paper bag on a bottle of champagne, it would be because I wanted to hide like the label of like Andre, that people knew I spent $4 on this bottle. You know, that's like. But other than that, like what else throughout life? Paper bags on your books, paper bags around your alcoholic beverages. Paper bags are just not a very good sign. Yet I was just in Pennsylvania all weekend, and they still got plastic bags there. It was like I was living in a plastic heaven over there.
Wow.
Yeah, over here it's nothing but paper bag bullshit, paper straws. It's just a crumbling industry.
Horse shit.
It's a bunch of horse shit. Can't do fucking Coke out of a paper straw.
God.
Yeah. But what can you do? I'm just living over here, living the dream in New Jersey. So, but I did see. What are you measuring in at height wise?
I thought you were asking a different measurement.
Yeah,
I was gonna say 17 inches. Height wise, it depends on who I'm talking to. You know, if it's a lady, I go 5'9". If it's a family member, they know me too well, I tell them the truth. I say 5'7". Mm-hmm. Your average person, I would say 5'8".
Nice. Okay, so you got a nice range to go there with.
Yep.
I only ask because I saw that the study came out yesterday that said short and bitter people are more likely to be psychopaths. Said a study. So,
yeah, I could see that.
So
throughout history.
Yeah, they conducted this study, and they said that they completed a questionnaire which was designed to assess levels of psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism, which is a personality trait defined by being manipulative, cynical, and lacking in morality.
Well, we have to manipulate our environment to make it work for us because we're too short. You know, tall guys don't have to do anything. They just walk out and they go, oh, this is all wonderful. Nobody's ever like, oh, you're too tall. Mm-hmm. The short guys, you gotta learn ways to make things work for you because people look right over you, literally.
They just look right over top and they don't even see you for who you are.
Yeah, that's why, like, little guys, the little guy complex. You know,
the Napoleon complex.
Complex.
Yeah.
You got to work hard. You know, some of us, you know, you think you got to work hard, you overcompensate because you're little and you're trying to show people, yeah, I'm powerful and capable too.
Yeah. But you're not at a level that would be like it was talking about people that found shorter people and those unsatisfied with their height were more likely to exhibit signs of psychopathy. So a lot of people in that range, I feel like, would be the ones that go out and get the diesel lifted trucks, but they hop out and like...
Yeah, that's a short guy move.
That's a definite short guy move there. They get a loud ass fucking Harley, or they get, I mean, any number of other fucking symptoms that go with it.
Yeah, I don't identify as short.
No, you definitely don't. You identify as 6'5".
I always have. But yeah, it really doesn't... when I was younger, it used to bother me. Being short, I was always the smallest kid in class. But now, you know, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I am comfortable in my 5'7" skin.
Yeah, well, that's perfectly acceptable, especially since last year. They had turned their shortcomings. Some short men turned shortcomings into a movement. Last spring, they declared Short King Spring.
Short Kings is definitely a vibe right now.
Well, and Short King Spring is coming up on us quickly here.
Where was that when I was single? The Short King Spring. It was quite the opposite. It would be girls on their bios being like fucking 6 foot and above only.
Yeah.
In their dating profiles.
I would just see so many guys lose their shit over that and share, you know, the classic, like, oh, if you want over 6 foot, then you better be under 250 pounds.
Yeah.
Which, damn, I wish. Wish I could get a obtuse woman to just lay on me. Holy shit, like in Borat when he goes in the hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely something like that. So what I figured was what I could do, I actually pulled up the Dirty Dozen test that they gave these people that gives them a level of like where you fall on these different scales. Okay. So I'll read you the questions.
Ooh, I would love to take this.
So essentially you either go like agree, strongly disagree, or agree, strongly agree, or disagree, strongly disagree.
Is there a neutral?
It doesn't. It looks like you have to choose one.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't even matter. All right. You're going to be at an agree or disagree on some level. So let's see where you fall on this Dirty Dozen test that a lot of psychologists give to people to see where
I'm sure I'll be totally normal.
Here we go. So this is going to be measuring your traits of narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. So
Beautiful.
12 questions. Here we go. Question 1. I tend to be callous or insensitive.
Agree.
Yeah. Just a agree, not a strongly, just
an agree.
fuck yeah. I tend to exploit others towards my own end.
Strongly disagree.
Some of these, and when you're in the agree, we're going to have you explain an example.
Okay.
I have used flattery to get my way.
I've used flattery to get my way? Like
you just, I guess,
I flatter
compliment
somebody else?
Yeah, like you're just complimenting the shit out of somebody to get something out of them.
I would disagree.
Just disagree, not even as strongly, huh?
Yeah, not strongly. I could see myself borderline, maybe, buttering somebody up, but I never get.
What about back in the single days? You ever butter some broads up?
Yeah, but mostly because I meant it. Like, it's like, no, you are hot. So it's like, I wouldn't be lying about it if I wasn't interested. So
I guess that kind of falls under it, though, to a degree, because you did use flattery to get a certain way. Unless you got something out of them, they weren't some.
Yeah, but the way that I'm reading that is false flattery, where it's like you just are saying whatever just to get what you want.
Yeah.
Like usually, if I did do that, I did mean it. I wasn't just saying it just to manipulate and get what I want.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
I'm going to stick with disagree.
We'll stick with that one. Question 4. I tend to lack remorse.
Strongly disagree. I fucking regret everything I do.
Memory card was full, so now we're back.
Back.
So any regret, or should we go to question 5?
Well, I think just, I'll say briefly, I think just generally blacking out as much as I used to. And wake up the next day and somebody's like, you're being you're really annoying. Like, you were being a creep to that girl. And I'm like, oh my God, how long was I doing that for before I even got called out on my bullshit of just blacking out? That is a huge regret. Obviously I don't drink like that anymore. And that is definitely a regret.
Damn,
that you can't take back. Just the blackouts.
The blackouts.
Waking up with the anxiety of like, what did I say? What did I do? Was I being a creep?
Yeah. You were just being overly flattering to some poor girl over there at the bar. You go. It all ties it together.
Shit. All right.
Strongly disagree. This one, I tend to be cynical.
Agree.
Yeah, I'm fucking strongly agree on that one by myself. Holy shit. I tend to manipulate others to get my way.
Disagree.
We all got to do a little bit in manipulating. Anybody that says strongly disagree to that has never lied on a resume or job application before.
Right.
Question 7. I tend to want others to pay special attention to me.
I would say agree. Yeah. I mean, we all do stand-up comedy. I think that if I would be lying if I said no.
Yeah, we are just begging for any ounce of attention that a psycho stranger.
If you do stand-up comedy, I mean, it's kind of impossible to say no at that. It's like we do like getting up in front of strangers and having everybody in the room pay attention to us.
Isn't it funny to see the different types of people doing stand-up just in our local scene? Like there are people that love nothing more than to share, talk, post about nothing but themselves. But then there's other people that hate themselves so much, but they're just looking for any ounce of approval from any stranger. Like,
yeah,
it is. I don't know. Everybody has their own reason for doing it, but I see so many people that are doing it with like just such widely different things.
Yeah, that's really true. It's like you see so many people get into it for different reasons. And you see what people get out of it, like from themselves, on those two big spectrums. And it's interesting to watch certain people and you're like, oh, like you said, I mean, oh, wow, you really love being in the spotlight. Like you really just love that shit. And then other people, they absolutely hate themselves and they're like, well,
yeah,
needing that approval for whatever reason.
Yeah, exactly. It is interesting to see that. And it's usually the people that love being in the spotlight that'll come to an open mic or whatever for the first time and we're like, oh, this is fucking horrible. And then you never see them again. Yeah.
I generally would be the opposite of that. As pretentious as it sounds, I mean, I really do mean this, but it's like, I do not like being in the spotlight at all. I think stand-up actually taught me that. I think maybe initially getting into it, I thought that I wanted to be. and then the more that you do it, I don't know, like the more I've kind of pulled away from it. Like I love stand-up. I love the art of doing stand-up when you're doing it. Obviously you want everybody to pay attention to you, but I just kind of, I fell in love with the game, bro. I love the game of stand-up. And then outside of that, when I'm off, like I don't really love attention otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't want people like being, I think it's maybe part of, I don't know how to accept compliments ever too. Like, does that make you uncomfortable?
Oh, it's the same way with me. 100%. I have canned
what that
responses,
is.
and
Yeah.
I'll have canned responses, and then I'll say one of them back to somebody without even thinking about it, and it doesn't even make sense in the context of what I've had so many people tell me you need to learn to take a compliment. Like, I couldn't tell you how many times that I'm like, I feel so awkward doing that. I don't know. And like you can't even say that without somebody being like, oh, like you're like, it sounds like weird saying that. Like, I don't know what the right word is, but like it sounds like a little egotistic. Oh, I get so many compliments. I don't know how to take it. Like,
it's not even that. It's just like any compliment. But the way that I look at it is the person that loves being in the spotlight in that situation, they are doing it for the compliments, and they love, when people come up to them after a show, they do it for that reason. I really love doing stand-up, but then afterward, like obviously it's great to get compliments and to get good feedback, but I kind of want to get out of there after my set. Like I'd want to talk to, the other comics on the show or my friends, or like, I don't really want to interact with strangers.
Yeah. I think it ultimately can come down to, especially if anybody knows any other comedian, if somebody asks them what they do or what they do for work, whether you're part-time or full-time, if anybody actually tells a stranger that doesn't know they do comedy, they're like, oh yeah, I'm a comedian, or I do stand-up, that person is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You learn pretty quickly not to tell anybody that.
Yes.
Yeah. Question 8, I tend to expect special favors from others.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah, I fucking hate when people, I just learned don't take the compliments and don't take favors from people.
Don't take favors, and why would I expect any favors?
Oh, expecting favors is, not even like taking favors. Expecting them is holy shit.
And people that do expect favors are annoying.
Yeah. I think we're both going to do pretty good on this test, especially this question. I tend to want others to admire me.
I would say strongly agree.
Yeah, here we go. We're about to go off the fucking rails.
I think that I do. I think there's a part deep down inside of me that really would love that.
Oh,
if somebody did admire me, I would eat that shit up and go, "Oh, I love that."
Right, let me get you some personal like coaching sessions to help you become me.
Not to that level, but I do think that I would love it. I would love admiration if I were to receive it. Like deep, whether I said it or not, deep down, I'm going, this feels amazing.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I tend to not be too concerned with the morality of my actions. For me, strongly agree.
I would say disagree.
Disagree. Not even a strong, like, I would say, not too concerned. You're not too concerned with the morality of your actions. I guess it depends.
It's like, is it what I find moral, or like the morals of society?
That is true. There are a lot of people have, especially now, I feel like that's a growing thing, that people have very different morals than what like society would tell you this is what.
Yeah, like it is not going to church on Sunday, because that is I guess it depends on how you define it. But I think generally, as I'm making decisions, I think about whether or not, this is a good or bad decision. But there's times where little things here and there you have to do. You got to do what you got to do. Maybe knowing like, all right, this isn't great.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a little. Yeah, I don't know.
It's great. I had something like this happen this past weekend when we were in Jim Thorpe, who went to this little gem shop, and they have all types of crystals and gems and rocks and shit from all over the place. Pretty interesting stuff, but like definitely a little fucking kooky. They had a ring that was made out of a certain type of rock, and I was like trying to put it on my finger. As I go to do that, it falls on the ground and shatters into like 1,000 pieces. Lady at the counter didn't see me drop it, so I very well could have just like kicked it underneath of like the table, or just not even paid attention to it. She didn't see it. Like, who gives a fuck? I picked up the pieces and like pulled out a $5 bill. They were like $2 rings or something, and I had a 5 on me. And I go up to her and I'm just like, I dropped this ring over there and it shattered. I was just looking at it. I was like, but here's a 5. She's like, no. I don't even want you to give me anything. She's like, it happens all the fucking time. She's like, just take.
You got
take
rewarded
that
for your good morals.
I was like, oh, so is this what happens when you're just honest and upfront about like, hey, and they're like, actually, no. Keep the money.
Right.
But if she saw me do that and I try and walk out, if I was in her position, I'd be like, what a piece of shit.
See, that's a really good example of like of a moral dilemma of probably how this is being
asked,
directed. And I think that actually that's a good situation where I would probably just walk the fuck out of there. So, but I would think about it, and then I would go, you know what? That is something that I don't care. It's probably not great.
Yeah.
So like that's a good example.
Here's a question 11 out of 12 here. I tend to seek prestige or status. Now, this could be taken a lot of ways. Prestige or status in what way? Like on my gold members card for like the Showboat Casino. Like I'm trying to get that prestige fucking status.
Prestige worldwide.
The Santa Maria, the Unta, the Pinta. I don't even know the names of the.
I'll do you in the bottom while you're drinking sangria.
Yeah. See, now we want to
nachos, the lemonade on my dad's boat. We won't go down because all dicks can float. Great song.
I can't wait to recreate that music video on the boat that's been in my driveway for 2 years.
Yes. What was the question again?
Do you tend to seek prestige or status?
I would say no. I kind of hate doing anything, for anybody else's approval. I do stuff that I like to do.
Yeah.
And I hope that people respect me, who I find are good at it, or who are in the field, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not really doing it for them. It's a hope where I'm like, oh, that that would be nice, but
or like a status symbol.
I'm not just doing stuff to get that status. I only do what I like to do.
Yeah.
And then hopefully people enjoy and respect it.
This whole test, like saying that I this or I tend to do that or I wish I do that, like those types of things. I was like, those are like the type of people I can't fucking stand. So here's the last one. I have used deceit or lied to get my way. I mean,
I'll toss an agree on there.
Yeah. I think we've all been there.
Everybody has lied.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap up this test and see what your results are. Come on, fucking submit here, boy.
How much of a psychopath am I?
Of course, my internet goes down.
You son of a bitch.
Okay, so. You are 2% lighter than the average person when it comes to your narcissism, Machiavellism, and psychopathy.
So they're saying everyone is pretty narcissistic, but I'm 2% lighter?
Well, actually, on average across all of them, you are 2% below the average population. So you're flying underneath, you're below average when it comes to these crazy traits.
Hey!
Now, narcissism, you're about 50% on average with the rest of the population.
That's about right.
And you're way under for Machiavellianism, which was very cynical type of traits. And then psychopathy, you are above the average.
Above average of a psychopath?
Yeah, you are. It says right here, your bar chart, you're at 31% psychopathy, and the average looks like it's around like 25%. Wow. So you're pretty high. And what they define psychopathy is a telltale sign of a shallow emotional response. Underdeveloped effect of psychopaths endows them with high stress tolerance, low empathy, and little guilt, and prompts them to seek out extremely stimulating activities, such as sex, violence, drugs, or financial risk, resulting in impulsivity and a disposition towards interpersonal conflict. Personality traits associated with psychopathy include a lack of empathy or remorse, antisocial behavior, and volatility. So
I don't know if that's me. God damn it, internet.
Now it does say it's only 31% out of 100%. You would be bombing a test if that's how it's measured, 31%.
Right.
So maybe it was just
but the average person is 16%?
No, so the population average is lower than your 31%. It looks like it's around 25 on this bar chart. So you're like 6% over the population average when it comes to those traits. I think it might be because one of those answers was like, I seek attention, like doing stand-up comedy, like, of course. Right. So that falls right in line with that.
You have to be a psycho to do stand-up. You really do.
Actually, yeah. So that falls right in line with that. And only at a 31%. I don't think it's anything at this point you need to worry about.
Yeah.
So
we'll keep an eye on it.
Keep an eye on it. Take some baby aspirin every week, and I think it'd be good. But you're lighter than the average person when it comes to those traits. So
thank you.
It's pretty good. Pretty well done there.
Well done.
Well done. You failed the test, which is in this case a good thing. So here is a letter to the editor on NJ.com that we were going to look at last week. We ran out of time. So remember when we reviewed and watched the trailer for that Winnie the Pooh slasher movie?
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey or something like that? So apparently it's in select theaters right now. And a lot of people are getting really riled up about it because how dare they take, and this title is, it's sick to put the lovable Pooh Bear in a slasher flick.
They're trying to cancel Christopher Robin now. You guys are fucking gay.
So I'm going to read snippets of this letter to the editor. And we watched the trailer. It looked great. I mean, it's in theaters right now. I might want to go see it, to be honest.
Let's see it, and we'll review it.
So Winnie and Piglet terrorized Christopher Robin and a group of young women at a remote house. The filmmaker took advantage of the expiration of copyright protection for the book to make a horror movie. The movie's in U.S. theaters now. Seriously? It would be great if some high school kids could protest Pooh as a giant and as a killer and a picket in the movie. The filmmaker says he plans to give Bambi and Peter Pan the same kind of darker reworking. 12-year-olds will act out Pooh's rampage. It is so sad. If you can't trust Winnie the Pooh, who can you trust? And then she finished it up by saying, the book Winnie the Pooh was published in 1926, the year I was born. And now my 13 great-grandchildren and 3 great-great-grandchildren are predestined to live with the bear as a killer. What a sick society we have become chasing the buck. This lady is 97 years old, writing letters to the editor about Winnie the Pooh slasher films.
God, she's blogging at 97?
Dude, she's blogging in the old school way. She probably wrote on a notepad and mailed it in to the headquarters of the newspaper.
Sent her pigeon to drop it off.
And she is pissed. And she said that 12-year-olds will act out Pooh's rampage. They will go on a bloodthirsty mission with a tiny little pig to just kill everybody in their path.
Well, we'll see if that's true. Now, just because it's Winnie and the Pooh themed, I don't know if that means that 12-year-olds are going to be going to see this.
Yeah, it is. It does involve 12-year-olds. There's a lot of movies that have kids in them that are horror movies that don't necessarily get the...
if it's rated R, you still got to be 18, right?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
You got to be 17 to get an R-rated movie. There's NC-17 ones. This one's in like select theaters, and it's like, what 12-year-old is even going to know that this movie... I mean, it looks appealing. I'll give them that.
Listen, lady, we're trying to have some fun with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, it's just Winnie the Pooh, and they let the copyrights expire, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if that was something that could have been reworked or not done at all, or there could have been some saving there, but I think Winnie the Pooh is a better person as a horror movie staple than all of those children's books.
Yeah.
I think so. Him and Piglet are living their true selves and their true lives.
We should see it and report back.
We should. Should we see if anybody playing at
nearby
a theater around here, and we should get some of the bros together, go get fucking hammered, and then go to a movie together.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'll bring my newborn.
Yeah, bring your newborn, and then you can see
these are the types of cartoons that we're gonna get to watch together.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch this and Steven Seagal movies nonstop.
That's it.
Yeah, and we can go into the movies and we can like cut holes in the bottom of like the popcorn buckets and stick our dicks through them. Oh, dude, it's gonna be great.
It's hilarious with all the guys.
Yeah. So here's a local story as well. This has some audio accompanied with it. I saw that a New Jersey teacher over in Winslow Township quit after an uproar over a student recording her profanity-laced tirade in class. I don't know if you saw this, but a teacher, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer in Winslow, Her resignation was approved immediately following a board hearing. And the reason for her departure is that some student recorded her going on a profanity-laced tirade during class. And now they have a bunch of people that are outside protesting the school that a teacher could possibly talk to students like this. I listened to the tirade, and it honestly wasn't that bad.
Do you have it teed up?
I have it teed up on my phone here. We stand by our teachers in this state. We always have and always will, especially...
Winslow's a tough township to be teaching in, too. You might have to... If you got to curse at some kids, I'm all for it.
I'm all for it, too. Have you seen...
But let's listen, unless she gets...
Yeah, let's take a listen here.
Out of line.
Wrong video. Hold on. It was the wrong video. Here we go. Hold on.
I was like, maybe she did go over the line.
Maybe something went wrong in that class.
Like, what the hell? My God, dude, you gotta take your work home with you.
Yeah. Sometimes, some people just leave their work at the office. I bring it home with me. So here's the profanity-laced tirade from that teacher in Winslow.
Oh my God.
Now get the out. Because you do not go around behaving like this in front of your parents. Don't do it in front of me either. Period. Am I understood? So if you're done the test, please actually put it in the Chromebook cart and plug the in.
This isn't that bad.
Stop leaving around.
This is shit? Okay, it's nothing.
You have already lost your dean privileges, which actually gives you chances to earn extra credit. Just because you're trying to be funny.
Fuck yeah.
And then you're taking that away from other people that actually care about the grade in here.
Well, there's an F-bomb, but I think it was necessary.
Yeah, it's illustrating her point.
Not okay. It's not okay. So do I have any questions about my rules in this classroom?
About what?
My motherfucking rules in this classroom.
Right up and being suspended and having to deal with your parents up your
I mean, she said ass and
coming in my classroom and disrespecting me because I'm over it. Over it. It is a zoo in this class. Every day. Every day.
Careful, lady.
yeah. Every day.
There is no reason why I shouldn't walk through this door and you guys are the way you are now. Waiting for me to get here.
Beat the fuck out of you guys.
Start our class. There's no reason for that. And I feel very disrespected.
That was the whole video. I mean, that was the...
I don't think that is that bad. I definitely had teachers curse the exact same way at me in high school.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny? After a teacher does that, when they have that moment where they get so pissed and they get pissed at the class like that and they start yelling at you and stuff. It's basically like, and then they got to go back to teaching a lesson after that, after you're all dead silent. It's basically like when you're bombing on stage right off the bat and then you got to finish your set.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, now open your books to chapter 2. Who wants to answer question number 3? And everyone's like, I don't want to fucking participate. It's like after you bomb and you're like, all right,
Yeah.
now back into my material. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, we're out, dude. We are not with you.
I always hate that part of stand-up where people are interrupting so much or heckling to the point of where you have to address it and tell them to shut the fuck up. Then it's like, all right, now let me get back to the analogy I was making about my
It feels
dick.
like you just yelled at the audience.
Yeah, that's always so. And you watch some people lose their fucking minds that don't know how to do that yet. Not that we're professionals with it, but like they handle it the wrong way for the most part. And everyone turns on them, and they do in classrooms too. And then the parents are out there now protesting with these kids, and the parents are saying anyone using that language should not be around anyone's children.
I mean, that's great. She doesn't seem like a person that probably does that often too. It sounds like she just got hit a breaking point.
Yeah.
She cursed at him a little bit. Grow the fuck up. My
Yeah.
God. You're in
Yeah.
high school. You think these kids have never heard those words before?
Yeah, and it wasn't like she was using anything out there, was calling names or threatening people. She was just like, plug the motherfucking in, and then we can get on with our motherfucking class.
Yeah. Now open your books to chapter 3.
Yeah. I think a lot of the kids in these classes are probably in seeing a lot worse shit on the internet every single day. But obviously, a public educator probably shouldn't be, talking to kids like that. But you got to get your shit in line. You got to keep them in line here a little bit.
I feel bad. Like thinking back to what you used to do to teachers and how much you used to torture them.
Yeah.
You can totally understand now, looking back, why they hit that breaking point.
Oh, yeah. Why, they wish that it was back in the 70s, like in the nuns and Catholic schools where they could just beat the shit out of you with a yardstick.
Who's the lame-ass kid that recorded her and turned it in? Like, you were that offended by it?
Yeah. I hope the kids going down the hallway with their, law team or lawyers behind them that's suing the school, and it's just like somebody yells, like, fucking nerd. It's like, who is recording that on their phone? And they got suspended for something. It's like, I want to know what the kids did. What the fuck did they do to send this teacher into it?
Right. And, don't get, like you said, I mean, obviously it's not ideal to be cursing at kids and stuff like that. But you do that, dude, kid, and this woman lost her fucking job.
Yeah.
Like that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Because you got cursed at a little bit.
Now, could you see, they didn't name the teacher in these things. Would you see her going to another school district and trying to apply? And it's just like, yeah, I got fired because of that.
Yeah, they're like, so what, why did you leave your last job? I was fired.
Yeah.
What were you fired for?
He made me retire.
Tired of these motherfucking kids and these motherfucking schools.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And she's like, they even quote it. And that's where I hate when they take what someone said and they put it in quotes. Because listening to that, it doesn't sound bad. But if you read in quotes, if you're done the test, put it in the Chromebook and plug the shit in. Stop leaving shit around about your fucking grades in here. Reading that in text, it sounds pretty bad. When you listen to her, I was like, this just sounds like any mom with a shit kid in a grocery store screaming at them.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, that's most
Grow up, you pussies.
Yeah, get used to it. Having teachers yell at you, welcome to our we did some horrible shit to substitute teachers, too, and then I became a substitute.
Yeah, didn't you used to pretend like you were smoking crack in the classroom?
Yeah, and I made this woman who was going from being a real estate agent, she wanted to be a teacher, and then she quickly left and then, went into, a law school program or something like that. She didn't know what she wanted to do, but she definitely hated teaching because of me.
Yeah. Well, you helped her find her path.
I did. I helped her find her path, and I wish her the best. I hope she's out there doing well. And there was one substitute teacher we had that was left-handed, but she was a big old broad. She was a big woman. We used to have chalkboards, and she would write on the chalkboard left-handed, but every time she would write something, her flabby arm would then erase it.
Remember the flab arm?
Yeah, that's the flab arm.
There was always a teacher with a huge chicken wing of a flab there that you would just want to go up and smack it.
You just want to go up and smack it. Like you just wanted to clean some
of
those.
You're mesmerized by it. They're writing whatever they are on the board, and you're like, I can't read anything you're writing up there because I'm looking at this chicken flap.
Yeah, the chicken flap.
You take off.
Especially on a lefty, too. You got to see it as it was coming this way, and then you got to see it as it passed by, too. It's just like you're watching it come, and you hate to see it go, but it's just flabbing on by.
So loose, just flapping around like a...
Damn. Just look like the fat part of a steak that you just like. A lot of people don't want to eat it, but I wanted to get all up inside it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she would erase it, and she'd get done, and she would have to wipe her hands from the chalk, but then she had to wipe her flab, too, and just go like this. Yeah. Got all over her little flowery floral blouse that was a little too tight, but it had some ruffles.
Yeah, the floral blouse with the flaps out the side.
Really short, curly black hair. Like, I feel like this is a stereotypical substitute teacher that was a wretched woman, but like kids just had to make fun of her because she was so mean. Like, she wasn't nice and bubbly. She wasn't the nicest person, but she was substitute teaching because she loved kids. But yeah,
not because it was her last resort.
Not because there was nothing else going, and she's like, oh, I can just get wasted in college and barely graduate and still be a teacher.
Sold.
Well, actually, substituting in New Jersey, like I've said before, it doesn't take much to be a substitute, and it pays pretty well.
Yeah, I don't. Do you even have to have a?
You have to have 60 college credits, which is 2 years of college.
Get an associate's degree.
You can get an associate's degree, and you get fingerprinted. As long as you pass those things and you don't have any felonies on your record, you can go into a school and educate the young minds of America.
Wow, we should think about it.
I still have my substituting thing. Probably needs to be renewed, but I'm willing to get back in the game. They pay like $100 a day, and you're done by 2:45, 3 o'clock. Like,
sign me up.
Fuck yeah, dude. Get in there, and I'll just start telling them all the crazy conspiracy theories we talk about on here.
That's right. It's part of your course.
That absolutely is. I got one last thing here that we could talk about. I saw recently. You see all the smart cars and the smart devices and shit coming up recently.
Everything's smart.
Everything is smart, and it's making people dumb. Yeah. We can have like our own Jeff Foxworthy special here.
Yeah.
Just talking about all the smart devices for dumb people.
Are you smarter than a 30-year-old? Yes.
Holy shit, can we do that sketch? Are you smarter than a 30-year-old New Jersey professional? There's got to be something there, yeah.
Just do all stuff that like we should know how to do at our age that we don't know how to do.
Yeah. Yeah, like trying to, any household project that I run into that you think is so fucking simple. Yeah. And then like how to replace a fucking window. I wouldn't be able to tell you how to even try how to do it. It would take me all Saturday to replace one window. Smart cars, though. Ford actually filed a patent recently, this past month, that would allow them to repossess your car by having it self-drive away if you miss payments.
What?
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Ford applied for a patent to make the repossession process go smoother. And the patent document was submitted in August, but it was formally published in February. It's titled Systems and Methods to Repossess a Vehicle. It describes several ways to make the life of somebody who has missed several car payments harder. And it explicitly states in the system that the vehicle would then basically self-drive itself back to the dealership or to a wherever out of your own driveway.
Who would buy a car like that?
That's
if that was part of the system. And also, if it brought it back to the dealership, what are they going to do with it? How annoyed are they going to be that they're getting all these cars just like sent to them?
So it says the self-driving, semi-self-driving capability cars, the system would move the vehicle from one spot to another, more convenient for a tow truck to tow the vehicle. But what they do is they dangle all these like smart features. It has built-in Wi-Fi. It has this. It has that. But somewhere inside of there's something like this that's also a part of it. But the most fucked up part about
this, do they not market it? And then somebody noticed this and like it's an article that's being released about it.
They just got released because the patent was finally like approved.
Oh, it was approved?
It was approved it was formally published February 23rd.
Oh my God. So they could just take your car away.
So they could basically, if you miss payments. But the more fucked up thing to know about this
What kind of payments? What about like insurance payments?
So insurance would be separate. If you don't have insurance, you don't have insurance and you're just riding dirty.
Gotcha.
But if you miss your car payments, if you have a monthly payment on it, they'll just come take it because it's technically owned by the bank until you finish paying it off. So the more fucked up part about it is that they would slowly, if you miss payments, they would slowly take away functions from your car that would annoy the shit out of you until you make payments. So they said
the brake pedal?
Gotcha. If you want full function of your brakes, you better make your fucking payment.
Yeah, drive off a cliff. You should have paid your car payment. Stupid.
We're just going to steer this sucker right off of this 25-mile-an-hour school zone.
Yeah, and that's what you can expect here at Ford.
Ford, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, Ford, you should kill yourself.
You miss a payment? Fuck you.
Yeah. Ford, if you miss your car payment, you should kill yourself. And we're here to help.
We will lock you in your garage, put the windows down, and set the gas up. Yeah,
for free. We make it easier, so you don't have to have somebody come out and kill you. We'll do it for you.
Say goodbye to subscriptions. We'll kill you free of charge.
We have a free service that will drive your car directly to the morgue with your body in it. It makes it easier for everybody and your family.
Cut costs of funeral expenses and the grief your family would have to do of finding your dead body.
It's all about convenience.
Yeah, it is. And these are the things that they
my God.
These are actually the loss of functions that they outlined. Minor inconveniences such as the loss of cruise control, automated window controls, automated seat controls, components of the entertainment system such as the GPS and the MP3 player.
So automated window controls, meaning you could only do it manually, because what cars have a manual window? So that just means you can't do the windows?
Dude,
what if you're in a situation where you're stuck in your car?
You know what would be so fucked up is that they either lock them all the way up and you can't use them, or they've just put them all the way down and you can't put them up. That would be fucked. Or it's one or the other. You can't stop in the middle.
Who are they marketing this toward? Like just tow companies?
Oh, I don't even think they're marketing this. I think they were just going to try and implement this into their systems.
But like, who would this benefit? Like, why would they care enough to even do that? How would that benefit?
I guess they wanted the patent because other car companies, Toyota is going to be like, hey, we hate our customers too, and we want. And it's not even the car companies as much. I think the banks.
So that's what I'm saying. Did they make a deal with the banks?
Yeah.
Like, where they're like, we could do a feature like this?
You know what it probably could be? And this is a complete conspiracy from my end. If they have banks that front them, they do the financing for, let's say Ford is through Bank of America, for example, or they have that. When I got my Chevy Cruze, I went with the financing at the dealership and it was through Bank of America. So let's say it's Ford and Bank of America, for example. Maybe if they say that they have these things, they get a better deal of working with that bank and they get to make some more interest payments on the back end. There's some type of financial gain for them for getting this patent. A company like Ford doesn't file a patent and spend a year and a half getting it approved for no monetary gain. Like,
I don't like how they're making it so hard for people to cheat the system. Like, if you are good enough to cheat and get away with it, if I can find a good spot where I can park and not get a parking ticket and I can get away with it, more power to me. You know what? Because like, you can't get away with anything anymore. That they're gonna do this. Like, a guy who's like, maybe I'm just gonna, I couldn't pay for it. I'm gonna keep it off the road for a couple of months. But nope, it just automatically drives itself.
You look on your Ring camera outside, and you just see it backing up very slowly.
Fuck, I forgot to pay this month.
Yeah, you forget to pay. You're watching the video. It like runs over a kid riding their bike down the sidewalk. You're like, oh fuck.
How would tow companies though? Because if you've ever gotten your tar code, which I have many of times, going to get it back is probably the worst experience I've ever had in my the tow company, or I guess it's not the tow company, the
parking authority, or
the parking authority, or the pound that you got to go.
Oh, like the impound lot.
The impound lot.
Yeah.
That you got to go pick up your car from. How would they not be completely overrun?
Yeah,
and like they can't even manage their shit now.
Yeah,
how would they be able to manage that?
Yeah, and they
have cars just flying in every single day and no owner to fucking talk to.
Yeah, exactly. And they're just coming in. I have no idea how that would even work, and I don't even think they have it figured out. But it's just,
and that would actually put tow companies out of business.
It would put repo guys, the guys coming around like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I guess fuck them anyways. But
yeah, it's like we're not here defending. Actually, I think we could take a strong stance on getting repo guys their jobs. That's the first level of functions they could take away. Here's the next ones that they would then fuck with. Their level would be more serious, including the loss of things like the air conditioning system, your remote key fob, an automated door lock and unlock system. And then likewise, an incessant and unpleasant sound can be turned on every time the owner is present in the vehicle. That's a part of the patent.
What?
It's a part of the patent. What if you get in the car and you missed a few payments and then they just play Christina Aguilera nonstop and you're just banging your head on the steering wheel like, fuck.
They said an odor?
No, an incessant and unpleasant sound. So like a annoying nonstop sound. Like it's just Genie in a bottle on repeat.
What hell are they trying to put us in? that they're trying to implement this.
Dude, it's fucking crazy.
That's
right?
Something straight out of hell. It's like you forgot to make your payment, your windows are locked, your doors are locked, they're blasting Christina Aguilera until you fucking make a payment.
Yeah. Just anything that can come through the speakers, they're just blasting Christina Aguilera.
What kind of world are we living in?
Yeah, like some really early Journey, like just terrible stuff that they're putting in. The loss of the air conditioning system too, remote key fob not working. Holy shit!
Lock the doors and the windows and just blast Baby Shark until you blow your head off.
Baby Shark, yeah, just put that in a Ford commercial, and it's just like, you hate this song and we hate you.
I don't understand who this would benefit. I guess banks, if they have that sort of back end deal, but it's like, fuck.
They're just looking for any which way to just fuck everybody. And if you miss a payment or a few payments, they're just going to start fucking with your car until...
Are they going to start doing that with our houses too? You miss a mortgage payment, all of a sudden your house just gets up on stilts and just fucking walks away with you in it?
Yeah. Or they just, your TV, if you're making payments on like a really expensive, nice TV, you lose the loss of a remote function. It just goes to American Idol. You're just
Right,
stuck in
yeah.
a living fucking hell.
Yeah, they just play the Real Housewives of New Jersey like on repeat the entire time.
They like, you cannot make the volume go below a 50, and it's also going to be set to Bravo for the next week straight until you decide to make us a fucking payment.
That, I mean, if they do that with cars, that is not such a slippery slope to think that we could go down.
Well, that's always the thing. Everyone talks about the slippery slopes. They get very awfully slippery and slimy like a wetted up vagina. And
And I think that is a great place.
because that's a great place you want to be, but it's also a great place to stop the episode. So, call into the hotline. Let us know what you are up to, what crimes you're committing, and what's in your ass this week. It's 856-617-4626, South Jersey Bad Boys at gmail.com. And we're going to have a guest on our next episode, I believe. So, stay tuned for that. We'll see you
Later.